Hello, boils and ghouls, and welcome to a special Spooktober edition of Just Hit Play, with your hosts Peter and Nick Cabral. If your stagnant, streamed music feed needs to be raised from the dead, then strap yourselves in for an intergenerational sonic journey to the dark side, where Peter and Nick introduce you to their favourite spooktastic songs.
Welcome to episode 185 of Just Hit Play. I'm your host Peter. With me is my co-host Nick. Nick, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
How's your week going?
My week's going pretty well. I've just worked a bunch all weekend. It was super busy at work, so I'm glad to be off for a few days now. Really happy.
Are you working on Halloween, or do you have it free?
Yeah. I work all of Halloween weekend, and I'm working nights as well. So
okay.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Hopefully, it's not too busy.
Yeah, hopefully. I always find it funny if you ever get like someone come into the emergency ward, whatever, dressed as a character, and you have to sort of treat them just like a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be kind of funny.
Unfortunately, I'm not working in Emerge on Halloween night because, I'm sure I would see some funny things.
Yeah, probably. Let me tell you, the weather here has gotten really warm. It was 38 degrees yesterday with humidity, and it was just awful. But today it's raining and 23 degrees, and it's absolutely perfect. And it's going to be a little bit cool all week. Because yesterday I wanted to kill myself. It was so hot. But finally the weather's taking a break, and it's beautiful outside, nice and rainy. It's perfect podcasting weather.
Meanwhile, it's getting quite chilly here.
Yeah, I saw.
It's really cold. When I leave for work in the morning, it's like now at the point where it feels like negative temperatures. So got to bundle up.
Yeah. Well, before we get any further, let's get into some music. And I won't even bring up any sports teams today, Nick. I'll take it easy on you.
You already know what's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'll spare you any mention of sports this week. So we're going to get into the Cramps. I Was a Teenage Werewolf, which I got you to listen to in inspiration from Halloween. So Darren, just hit play. The Cramps. I Was a Teenage Werewolf. Okay, I know you've never heard the song before, so what were your thoughts?
I really liked it. I thought it was just like so atmospheric and like a little spooky and I don't know, like gothic a little in such a fun way. I really like the song. It's very moody, so much personality. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what genre this is?
What would you say it is?
Well, it goes under the genre of psychobilly. So there's psychedelic.
Psychobilly?
There's psychedelic and there's hillbilly music, and so this is psychobilly, and with elements of punk rock and garage rock thrown in.
Okay, psychobilly. I don't know if I've ever heard a psychobilly song.
Yeah, so that's what this genre of music is, psychobilly. So let's talk about the Cramps. Amazing band. They formed in 1976 and were active till 2009. While their lineup like frequently rotated, there was two main members. There was the singer Lux Interior, that was his name, and the guitarist was Poison Ivy, and they were married.
Wow. So okay, what names?
Yeah, great names, right? I did find out what their real names were, but I'm not even going to bring up their real names. We're just going to stick the Lux Interior and Poison Ivy. Now, I live with someone who's a huge Cramps fan, and we have a lot of Cramps vinyl, so I knew I had to bring in the Cramps at some point, and I love this song. I Was a Teenage Werewolf, so it's this is where I decided to bring it in.
Yeah, great song. Like I said, it's just it's so fun, and I don't know, it's got like just that attitude to it. It makes me just want to I don't know. It's just good. It's got a groove, you know?
Yeah, it's very cinematic as well. So you could see it being
Yeah,
played in like over a montage of someone turning into a werewolf or something.
exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
now this is
It's just something about those
yeah,
guitar strums too. Like
yeah,
it just goes so hard. The chords, I really like it.
yeah. Now this is a cover technically. It's a song that was the theme song for a 1957 movie called "I Was a Teenage Werewolf."
Oh, okay. So there's a
So
movie.
yeah, so I tried to find the song specifically, but I could not. All I found was the movie. Trailers for the movie and stuff like that. So I couldn't isolate the song itself to listen to the original, the 1957 version. It's got to be out there somewhere, but I couldn't decipher between the movie and the song anywhere. So we'll just have to leave that up to imaginations of what the original song sounds like, or actually see the movie. I Was a Teenage Werewolf from 1957.
So you've never seen this movie?
I've never seen this movie, but let me say this: I might have because I've seen a lot of really bad B movies, so maybe I've seen this
Sure.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
Mm.
the 50s had a lot of monster movies. You had Dracula. Like Dracula, I think the original Dracula came out in like the 40s, and Frankenstein, and there was werewolf movies. There was The Bride of Frankenstein. There was just a lot of monster movies. So, yeah, this was all just indicative of what was going around in the 50s.
And I've seen a lot of those with my dad.
Yeah,
Made me
yeah,
watch a
exactly.
lot of when I was a kid, and yeah, I mean, I really liked them when I was a kid. I haven't seen
Yeah.
them since, but I always really enjoyed them.
Yeah, like Bela Lugosi would have portrayed Dracula, I think, in the 40s, if I'm not mistaken. So, and there's Boris Karloff that did Frankenstein, and Michael Landon did a teenage werewolf sort of. Michael Landon was a very famous actor who was in Little House on the Prairie and Ponderosa. Very famous actor, dead long, long time ago. But yeah, he got his start in B movies and werewolf movies.
Well, could you pick your favorite werewolf movie if you had to?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, you put me on the spot. Maybe Underworld. I might have to go with that.
Oh, Underworld. Okay.
Yeah, those are some pretty good. I wouldn't say like, God, what's those awful movies that came out? The teenage vampires with that was out. Well,
Like Twilight?
Twilight. That was crap. Yeah, Underworld was pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
I
yeah,
probably
yeah.
I probably go the Wolfman, like the
Oh,
1941.
yeah, that was a good movie too. Yeah,
Yeah, I go the Wolfman probably. Yeah.
yeah. Now, what's your favorite vampire movie?
Oh, What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay, very good movie. I like Interview with the Vampire personally.
Never
I
seen
think
it.
okay, great movie as well. Tom Cruise is a little bit miscast in it, but he's narcissistic enough to pull it off. So that
You
was
know
a very
what?
good movie.
Sinners might be my favorite vampire movie
Haven't seen it yet.
from this year. Oh, so good. Oh,
Mm.
but also Nosferatu, the new one, was
Nosferatu. Yes,
amazing.
yeah, we differed in Nosferatu. I thought it was okay. I wasn't a big fan of Nosferatu.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Really, really liked it. Yeah, I don't know. If we're talking like not What We Do in the Shadows, which is obviously a comedy,
Fantastic
like a more
film,
serious
though, yeah.
movie, I'd probably go Nosferatu or
Yeah.
Sinners.
Okay. Because they started in the 70s, they were around during the CBGB phase, and that's where they got their start in playing a lot of punk shows, the CBGBs, with like Blondie and Talking Heads and the Ramones. So they were in that scene. So yeah, they were very, very fortunate to be around at that time because that was a huge time for music. Was around that time.
Okay. So there's a bit of a boom there with like bands of
Yeah.
a certain like genre or who were associating with each other.
Yeah, I don't know if you know the story of CBGB, how it sort of became a punk sort of venue. It was never it was a country bar, but they had a free like Sunday night where they just allowed bands to come in and play, and it sort of became notorious for punk rock. So that's how that started.
That's super cool. Super
Yeah,
super cool.
and they did something really interesting. So Johnny Cash famously played a prison in the 50s or 60s, and he released a live album of him playing Folsom Blues. I think it was the Folsom Prison Blues is the name of the album. So the Cramps did something similar. In 1978, they played a free concert for the patients at the California State Mental Hospital in Napa. Napa.
Wow, nice.
So that was released as a live album. So they played a mental hospital, which is pretty fun.
That's cool. Good for them. Good
Yeah,
for them. The mental patients deserve concerts too.
absolutely. So Lux Interior died in February 4th of 2009. He died. Now, I don't know if you know what this is, an aortic dissection. Do you know what that is?
Yes, yeah,
So can
I
you
sure do.
explain, that,
I see
what that
patients
is?
with those. So basically, it's pretty similar to what it sounds. It's like you
Mm,
have in your aorta, which is your body's main artery, taking blood from your heart. It's basically that it has two walls to it. Like there's layers of the aorta.
yeah,
So if the inner wall tears, then you kind of have like blood leaking out into the rest of the wall of the aorta.
right,
Um, and it's sort of like if you can picture two walls, you have blood leaking from the inside into in between the two walls into
right,
that space, and that can be obviously very bad, very life threatening.
right. And so for him, it wasn't a long, drawn out illness. It was a pretty sudden death for Lux. It sounds like for Lux, which I guess with with your explaining with the blood loss, that makes sense why it was a quick and I'm not going to say painless death. It sounds like it can be quite painful. So
Yeah,
it was a really
yeah,
quick death for Lux.
yeah. It's very very painful. It feels like apparently like a really sharp tear in your
Right.
chest, very sharp pain, and it can even like travel downwards as the blood travels downwards in the
Mm.
walls of the aorta. It can kind of migrate. Um, yeah, so if you're listening and you think, "Oh, that sounds awful. How do I keep that from happening to me?" Just make sure you keep your blood pressure low. If you have
Right.
hypertension, try to lower it. Diet
Yeah.
and exercise.
Diet exercise always works. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. The Cramps again were a very influential band. They influenced like the Black Keys, White Stripes, Sisters of Mercy, My Bloody Valentine, Faith No More. All said that they were inspired by the Cramps' music. So another band that were more famous for who they inspired versus how big they were as a band, if that makes any
One
sense.
of those bands that is your favorite band's favorite band.
Yeah, yeah, they were like just an amazing band. If you ever want to, this is a very typical sound of the Cramps, very dirty. Psychobilly is a perfect example. It's really influenced like a lot of 1950s bass lines. They're a fantastic band.
Do you have a favorite album by them that I should listen to?
Yeah, I'd say the one that this one's off. It's called Psychedelic
Okay.
Jungle. It was released in 1982, so this song is from 1982. It's from the album Psychedelic Jungle.
Okay. Okay, I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, great band. Okay, let's talk about some vampires more.
Yeah, exactly. So we've done werewolves, and now we're about to do vampires. This week, I got you to listen to the track "Dracula" by Tame Impala off his brand new album titled "Deadbeat." So Darren, just hit play on "Dracula" from Deadbeat. All right, Dracula, Tame Impala, Australian legend.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah, it's got when you think of a song called Dracula, you're not expecting it to be a bit of a disco beat
No, yeah.
or a dance song, but love the disco beat. I love Tame Impala. Elephant is one of my favorite songs that's ever been recorded. Yeah, what else can you say? It's got a great dance beat. It's one of those songs that have you ever seen those things where people go to like dance parties, but you bring your own headphones and there's no noise, you just dance to whatever's being played in your headphones?
Silent disco, yes.
Yeah, I would listen to this song. I would listen to this if I was at the silent disco.
Okay. That's that's very how old are you? You're in your late 30s?
I'm in my late 30s. Yeah.
That's very late 30s of you. Very late
Yeah.
30s of you thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would probably prefer to listen to this at like a rave or something, but
Right.
for a silent disco maybe. Did you happen to watch the music video?
I did. It felt very culty. Like he was wearing white and people are following him and he's sort of in a house, on the back of a on the back of a 18-wheeler. I felt like it was really a sort of a culty vibe, the whole music video.
So I looked into it because I was like, oh, this is neat. Like, this is some interesting imagery, and it was interesting what was going on. So I looked into it a little bit, and apparently, so what's happening in the video is basically like typical scenes from Western Australia rave and bush doof culture. Have you ever heard of bush doof?
I sure have. Yeah, bush doof is a thing. It's almost, remember we talked about desert rock a few episodes ago. Bush doofs would be similar to that. You need a generator. You're out in the middle of nowhere, no one to bother. You can play music as loud as you want, sort of thing.
So yeah, apparently Kevin Parker, the man behind Tame Impala, said he's been getting really into bush doof culture, and he's been going to a lot and hosting a lot in the middle of the outback, and so that really sort of drove the creation of this new album, Deadbeat, and this song and the visuals and everything. He's a big bush doofer now. So that's maybe you'll see him if you ever decide to go to bush doof. Maybe you'll see Kevin Parker.
As a Canadian living in Australia, I've been to the outback once, and I was really, while it was technically in the outback, I was in the beginning of the outback. In winter-ish, it was coming into winter, so the heat wasn't too bad. The one thing that is incredible there, and I couldn't imagine going to the outback in the summer because I don't think I could handle it, is the flies. There are so many flies that, like, when me and Darren who edits this podcast and who's the sound engineer, we went to the outback to do a wedding. There was someone that we knew was getting married, and they hired us as photographers. We pulled over the side of the road, and we'd get out of the car, and we were like, our back of our shirts or our front of our shirts were just covered in flies. And we knew that every time we got out of the car, we had about 2 minutes to take as many photographs of the outback as we could before we were so inundated with flies that we had to get back in the car. So that's the only thing I'll say, is that the flies are a problem for me.
Oh, damn. Yeah, the flies are brutal then. That does not sound good or fun at all.
Well, and it's even more disgusting than that, because one of the reasons why there's so many flies is because there are so many dead kangaroos on the road that get hit by like 18-wheelers that they're just carcasses everywhere. So the smell of death is pretty prevalent when you're driving through the outback. Maybe, when you go more into like off road, there's not going to be as many dead kangaroos, but there's so many dead kangaroos on the side of the road. There's just a lot of flies.
Damn.
Yeah.
What about, are there mosquitoes in Australia?
Oh yeah. So I do a lot of, one of my hobbies is bird photography. So I do a lot of bird photography. So I have to go out into like swampy areas to do a lot of bird photography. So after my camera, the first thing I bring is bug spray. Like you have to bring bug spray. And in the summertime, even though it could be 1,000,000 degrees, I'm covered like from my, my fingertips to my ankles. I'm like, I don't expose a lot of skin because there's so many mosquitoes.
God, yeah. See, that would drive me nuts. I would have to like bathe in a bucket of bug spray, I think, if I went to the outback.
Yeah, I have. I have a shirt, like a jacket I bought from. There's a company, I don't know if they have these stores in Canada, called Uniqlo. And
love Uniqlo.
Yeah, I love Uniqlo too. So I bought a jacket where I can slip. It's got like a thumb hole in it, so I can cover most of my hand. So I got that I wear when I go bird photography, especially during mosquito season if it's really warm and there's just mosquitoes everywhere. I usually wear that in long pants.
So the people who go to the bush doofs, what do they do about the mosquitoes? Because that's all I'm thinking. That's how I landed on the mosquito thing. Is if they're having these raves, these parties in the outback at night, you just get eaten alive.
I think there's two things going on. They might light a bushfire, so there's a big fire, or bonfire that might drive some mosquitoes away, and they're probably also on a lot of pingers, so they might not be too.
Sorry, what's a pinger?
A lot of drugs, so they could be on all sorts of drugs. So they might not be noticing what's happening around them.
Okay, is a pinger a certain drug, or is that a catch-all phrase? For
I think
drugs?
For me, it's a catch-all phrase. I'm not a drug taker much anymore, or at all. So I would definitely, to me, a pinger is just more of an upper, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yes. Yeah. I feel like I'm learning a lot about Western Australia rave culture right now. This is good.
There's an Australian band called Peking Duck. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
No, never.
No, and they got their name because when they were peaking, they sort of made a duck face. They sort of pursed their
That's
lips in a
good.
certain way, so that's why they called
Yeah,
themselves Peking Duck, which I always thought was kind of funny.
that's awesome.
I'm not a big fan of their music, but the name, the origin of the name is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
So, so you said "Elephant" is one of your favorite songs
yeah,
ever.
great song.
So, and you like Tame Impala.
Yeah,
So it's interesting. This new album that he's put out, Deadbeat, very divisive,
really,
very
okay.
controversial. Oh my god, very controversial, very divisive. Um, it's a dance album. It's just a full on dance album. There's really no trace of the like psychedelic rock sound
Mm,
that he obviously like got big on and really pushed forward as a genre and a sound.
right.
It's all dance music,
Okay.
and to be quite honest, this is, I think, by far, by a mile, the best song on the album. I'm really not actually a fan of the new Tame Impala
Okay.
album, which is too bad because I
Interesting.
really like a lot of his stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he's trying new things. He's exploring his genre, I guess.
He is, and he's always done that and never been afraid to. His
Yeah.
album Currents, which is now 10 years old, that was very divisive at the time, very controversial, and people saw it as a betrayal of the rock and roll because he was making like a very synth poppy album.
Right.
But this Deadbeat album, I honestly, I think he's made too much money. That's my diagnosis of
Yeah.
Tame Impala's issue right now. I think he's made too much money and just got too successful, so he doesn't have to try as much anymore.
Well, when you're also in Tame Impala, which is one guy, you get to decide the direction. There's no back and forth. There's no argument between band members. He's the ultimate decision maker. So whatever he decides is where Tame Impala goes.
Right.
Yeah.
And my theory is when you're starting out in your career and you want to switch up genres, you're fighting tooth and nail to make the
Yep.
best music possible so you can
Absolutely.
make some money and make a name for yourself. Now he's made all his money, and if he wants to experiment in new genres, well, he's just not as motivated to try as much
Yeah.
anymore. And I think that's why this album came out like pretty flat, honestly.
Mm.
There's a few songs I enjoy on it, but for the most part, I think it's just it's nowhere near his best work, which is too bad,
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll grow on you. Sometimes albums have that ability.
perhaps. And I'm open to it. I'm open
Yeah.
to it growing on me.
Yeah. Well, I like this song. I thought this song was beautiful.
This song's great. This song's really, really good. So he's still got it in him, right? Like
Mm.
he's still got the capabilities to put together a really, really good song. Just yeah, some of it fell flat for me on this album.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, maybe you can, if it ever does grow on you, you can come back and let us know.
Exactly. And speaking of albums, I wanted to ask: did you get a chance to listen to the Geese record?
No, I haven't. I've been really busy, but I found it. I just have to tee it up now and just listen to it.
Okay, good. I'll check in next
Yeah.
episode then.
Yep. Do it. Yeah. Because
I'm gonna keep asking you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair. But I have because I watched their one video on YouTube, it's sort of coming into my algorithm now. So every once in a while, I'll see a song and I'll listen to it. So, but I don't know what album those songs are from because they're mostly live versions of songs. So I have to definitely listen to
Right.
the studio album.
Okay. Okay. Well, in the similar vein, you ready for your song for next
Yeah.
week?
What do you got for next week?
All right. You're going to listen to the song "Drinking Age" by Cameron Winter, lead singer of Geese. So this is
Okay,
from his
cool.
solo album that came out last December
All right,
that I was
let's
speaking
do
of.
it. I'm going to go in a different direction for 1 week because I have another theme I'm going to do for a month. But before we get to that theme, I sort of want to clear the palette a little bit and we're going to go very experimental.
Nice.
We're going to go with Heilung, which is a pagan rock band from
Okay.
Norway, Denmark, and some members are from Germany. And we're going to listen to a song called Kriegel. That was my best.
Fantastic.
That was my best Denmark impersonation.
Fantastic. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm very excited for whatever the hell you're about to make me listen to. Let's do it.
Now, when you listen to a band like Heilung, I don't know if I'm saying that right. There's no singles, right? So there's no song that I could go, well, this song is better than this song because it's all amazing, right? So this is I just happened to pick this song because I really love the visuals, and what I want you to do is not you can't listen to the studio album version. You can only listen to the live version.
For the first time, or just every time I listen to the song?
You can you can do whatever you want, but I would recommend that the live version of this band is where the magic happens.
Okay.
It is, and I have a story to tell you about this band and when they play live and when they have to travel. So,
okay.
Yeah, give it a shot and see what you think about pagan rock and roll.
Fantastic. Okay. I can't wait. I'm so excited to listen to this now.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, let's do this day in music history. So on October 31st, Halloween in 1969, David Bowie appeared at Halloween night at General Gordon's Gravesend, England. The gig lasted for 15 minutes, where Bowie played Space Oddity. Everyone loved that. Then he dragged a stool on stage and read poetry until he was booed off stage. So you gotta love David Bowie. It's a very punk rock thing to do in 1969. Yeah,
gotta love David Bowie.
Yeah. So Darren, let's listen to Space Oddity from David Bowie on this day in music history. All right, what are your plans for the rest of the week? Well, you're working. We figured that out.
Yeah, working Halloween weekend, and then watching the Blue Jays and hanging out with my dad.
The game starts in a few minutes. Where the Blue Jays in the World Series. The series is tied 1-1. We've gone back to LA. Let's see if the Blue Jays can get another couple of wins in LA and take the series back in Toronto.
What does Max Scherzer have for us tonight?
Yeah, love Mad Max.
Does he have a legacy performance?
Very
Last
curious.
Dance, a swan song performance. Let's see.
He is very vulnerable to the home run, and as we know, the LA Dodgers can hit a long ball.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm really curious. Really curious.
Well, the bit that scares me is Shohei's due for a monster game.
Yep.
So that's a bit scary, but we will see.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. I'm very excited for the next few minutes. So we're gonna watch the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Now, our independent artist this week is a band called Shakespeare and the Skeleton Gang, which I picked specifically for the Halloween episode because of their name and the genre of music they play. I did an interview with them earlier in the week, and the recording isn't great. Let me say that. I just used the mic I used to record this podcast, so it's not. Let me apologize for the interview sound. The guys are great, but it's not the best quality. So we're going to listen to a snippet of this interview now and some music from Shakespeare and the Skeleton Gang, and I'm going to release the full interview later on in the week. So let's listen to Shakespeare and the Skeleton Gang, and Nick, we're going to talk to you next week.
You got it.
All right, I want to talk about one song specifically that I really like, Drills and Engines. Tell me what that song's about, because I really, really love that.
Funnily enough, that was a song that existed before the band, and it was a song that that he wrote before we met. And when we were going to record the first album, we were looking for material, and we decided, here's an old song that hasn't really been played a lot. So we took it and we decided it needed a little bit of tweaking in the lyrics.
We changed the lyrics fairly substantially, although the theme is the same. The original version of Drills and Engines was written in, I believe, 2012 when I was about 13 years old. And the chords and structure were still basically the same, and the chorus was still, but the lyrics were just not they're a bit directionless, as you can't get very interesting stories based on life experiences when you're 13 years old. And so Shakes really is the one who gets the credit for developing it into a proper narrative, which I think is the most strong part of it now.
We did take, obviously, it's a little bit of life experience on my side, going into an eons deep mine. But also, I thought to get some of the language. If you have any literary fans among your listeners, you might recognize some of the terminology from a novel called The Silver Chair from the Chronicles of Narnia. So that was definitely an influence as well.
Also, the chorus is this has been pointed out several times, and I realized it when I wrote it as a child. but the chorus is exactly the same as Dumb Things by Paul Kelly. The phrasing of it is definitely the same.
Yep, I think that's my favorite song that I've heard from you guys. Really, really love that song. Okay, so let's listen to Drills and Engines, Shakespeare, and the Skeleton Gang.
Down the rabbit hole to see what I could see, into the darkness and the dank, through the roots and weeds, until I finally came to rest. What do you suppose I found? There's an ancient factory deep beneath the ground. Do you want to? Do you want to? Do you want to drill a hole? Do you want to? Do you want to? Do you want to drill a hole? Earthmen pulled the mine carts, filthy as could be. One of them handed me a pickaxe and said these words to me. Centuries like ashes into snow, until I found a cavern. Something had been there before. I looked into its yellow eyes, then I thought no more. Do you want to? Do you want to? Do you want to drill a hole? Do you want to? Do you want to?
You've been listening to Just Hit Play. To contact your hosts, Peter and Nick, or to be featured on an episode as musical talent, email justhitplay7300@gmail.com. Keep up to date with news and announcements by following on Instagram and Facebook, linked in the show notes. Subscribe on your favourite podcatcher to tune in next week for more sonic delights. And if you can't wait till then, check out the Just Hit playlist on Spotify, linked in the show notes. A special thanks to me, Angie Moss, for the theme song, featured in the soundtrack to Strange Breed, a Moss Siblings production, linked in the show notes. And thank you for listening.